Hello everyone, welcome to another Math 2 session in which we are doing the topic called Pythagoras theorem, which is a very famous theorem created by Pythagoras, and this monument is based on it as we discussed in the last video. As we know that in this chapter we are studying two basic objectives. One is the Pythagoras theorem and the other is theorem on geometric mean. We have successfully completed the first objective, which means today we are going to start objective 1.2. We'll be able to apply the theorem of geometric mean to solve questions. Okay, so this is a new theorem that we are learning, geometric mean, a very simple theorem. Now before we go ahead to understand कि ये theorem क्या है, what is this fact that the theorem is stating, पहले इस word का मतलब समझते हैं कि geometric mean मतलब क्या होता है. Now suppose you have two numbers 5 and 20. If I ask you to calculate the arithmetic mean, इसका मतलब उसका normal mean मतलब average. So what will you do? You will simply add 5 and 20 and you will divide them by 2. You get 12.5 is the answer. That is arithmetic mean. There is another thing called geometric mean, which is calculated using the formula square root of 5 into 20. So if I give you two numbers and I ask you to find the geometric mean, what you do is you multiply the two numbers. Whatever value you get, you find the square root of that. So in this case, the geometric mean of these two numbers is the square root of 100, which is 10. So I say that the geometric mean of 5 and 20 is 10. So you have to do nothing, multiply the two numbers and then find the square root. Similarly, let's pause the video and try these questions for ourselves, finding the geometric mean of these numbers. Please make sure that you answer to these questions in the comment box. It's a very simple question. Do try this by doing it. Moving ahead now to the theorem of geometric mean. What does this say? The theorem says that suppose you have a triangle ABC. The C is extra, please ignore this. If you have a triangle, a right angle triangle ABC, and on that I have a base, I have the height and I have the hypotenuse, as you already know. I am drawing a perpendicular from point B to the hypotenuse. So the situation is very clear. There is a right angle triangle. From the side which has the right angle, I am drawing a perpendicular on the hypotenuse. It will always be a perpendicular to the hypotenuse. Suppose it meets the line AC at the point D. Then the theorem says that BD square, okay, this is the length of BD. The square of BD is equal to AD into DC. मतलब क्या करना है, ये जो आपने नई लाइन ड्रॉ की परपेंडिकुलर, इसका स्क्वायर विल बी इक्वल टू द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ ये दो पार्ट्स जिसमें D इस लाइन को डिवाइड कर रहा है. और व्हेन यू मूव अहेड, BD इज इक्वल टू अंडर रूट AD इंटू DC, बिकॉज यहाँ पे आपने स्क्वायर निकाला था, BD निकालने के लिए आप अंडर रूट करेंगे. दिस इज द ज्योमेट्रिक मीन दैट वी लर्न राइट नाउ, द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ टू नंबर्स and the square root. This is the geometric mean. Hence, you can pause and write the theorem that in a right angle triangle, the perpendicular segment to the hypotenuse, this is the perpendicular segment BD, this perpendicular segment to the hypotenuse from the opposite vertex, this is the opposite vertex, is the geometric mean. This is the geometric mean of these two sides. Okay. Moving ahead from here, let's see a solved example in which we'll be able to understand the theorem better. So please pause the video, write down the question. The question says that I have a figure over here 2.13 in which angle PQR is given as 90 degree, as you can see. From the point Q, I have drawn a perpendicular QN on the segment PR. Okay, this is the symbol for perpendicular if you remember. So from Q, I am drawing a perpendicular to PR. I know how much is PN, I know how much is NR. What I have to find is QN. So clearly I can use the theorem of geometric mean over here. हमेशा ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन में geometric mean यूज होगा, जहाँ पे एक 90 डिग्री एंगल होगा, उसके ऊपर एक परपेंडिकुलर हाइपोटेन्यूज में जाएगा और ये तीन वैल्यूज में से कोई एक वैल्यू नहीं गिवन होगी आपको. So first let's write down the given and what do I need to find in this question. So there's a triangle in which these values are given. I need to find Qn. Simply I can directly write that by the theorem of geometric mean, NQ square, okay, this square is equal to Pn into Nr. I know how much Pn and Nr are. I put the back the value. I would get 9 into 16. Okay, when you solve this now, over here they have already found by calculating 9 ka square root and then 16 ka square root and then multiply. No need to worry about. You can first multiply. You should get 144 and then 144 का square अगर आप square root करोगे तो आपको 12 आएगा. So either ways if you do, the answer will remain the same. So just multiply these two numbers. जितना भी आया उसका square root find करेंगे तो आपको NQ मिल जाएगा. This was the first example. Based on this, let's try a question again on ourselves. So I have a right angle triangle again, MNP, in which angle N is 90. NQ is perpendicular to MP. The two values given to me are 9 and 4. Okay, so 9 and 4 are already given to me. Let's pause the video and think how can we solve this. Exactly similar to the previous question. Coming back, let's quickly check our solution. So when I put the values back, I get the square of NQ as 36, and when I find the square root of it, I should get 6 is the answer. Okay, so these are the two values that were given to me, 9 and 4. I put the values and I get 6 is the answer. Similarly, let's try another question by ourselves. Now in this case, out of the three values, I don't know MR. The question is asking me to find QR. To find QR, I know this is 8. I need to know how much is MR, only then I will be able to find QR. So again, pause the video, try to do this question yourself using the theorem of geometric mean, and let's see how much do we get. Now coming back, let's quickly check our answers. When I have used the theorem of geometric mean, I get the value of MR as 12.5. Please see, in this case क्या given है और क्या नहीं given है, आप please check करिए solution में से. Then to find QR, I will add 8 to how much MR comes. That is giving me 20.5 as the final answer. With this, we have covered the second theorem of geometric mean as well. In the next video, we will see some more practice questions. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.